Okay, this is common mistakes number 2. And again, this is a little bit more to do with tenses and mixing tenses up, etc. Here we go. Where did you went to? Where did you went to? That's wrong. What we should be saying is, where did you go to? The reason for this is, I know it's quite natural for, if you're talking about a past tense, to use the past tense of go, which would be went. But if you look carefully at the question, where did is your past tense word. Therefore, you don't need to repeat a past tense word. So you just go, where did you go to? So you use did for your past tense word and keep go in the present tense. So where did you go to? I went to. In which case you would need to use went in the reply, but not in the question. Okay, so where did you go to? Where did you went to is wrong. So, where did you go to? I went to the movie theatre. Where did you go to? I went to the movie theatre. Why do we use went in the reply? Because there is no past tense word. So we need to make go past tense. Only in the reply, not in the question. So where did you go to? The reason why we don't use went is because did is your past tense word. Here are some more examples. Where are you go to? Where are you go to? Actually, that's wrong because the reason why it's wrong is simply because where are you going to? Going because you're doing it now. So it's present continuous. You're continuing. You are actually going there. So when you're going somewhere in the present continuous form, we have to use ing. Here's another example. I didn't want that to happen. We had a bit of a mistake coming up in our program there. Thank you, our Mr. Technical Director. Sorry. Okay, let's go back to this slide. Okay, where did you go to? Where are you go to? No, where are you going to? Okay, so look at these ones here. We have some simple mistakes and very, very common mistakes. Where did you go to? Where did you go to? I went to the movie theatre. Where are you go to? That is wrong, simply because it's a present continuous situation. So as it's continuous, you need to use ing. So, where are you going to? Now, I have to apologize at this stage because I don't really like focusing on grammar, but throughout this week, I have noticed quite a few common mistakes by my students in class, and I think, excuse me a minute. Sorry. So, I noticed quite a few mistakes by my students in class, and I think it's really important that you get these simple phrases, these simple questions correct. So, where did you go to? Where are you going to? Okay, now it is time. Now it is time for this week's Podcast of the Week. Okay, this week's podcast of the week is Alan Palmer's Language Chat Podcasts. Now, if I read you the podcast description, it says, Bonjour, guten tag, buenos dias, bon dia, guten tag, ni hao, jo na po. I know some languages. We've got French, German, Spanish, don't know, German again, ni hao, Chinese, Jonapot, I don't know. The podcast description goes on to say, I love learning languages and in discovering all the opportunities that the internet gives us to develop our language skills. I will post mostly in English, but don't be surprised if some of my podcasts are in other languages, particularly French and German. All the chatcast transcripts are on my blog, www.alanpalmer.blogspot.com. And if you want to download this podcast, you can go to http://Alan Lanks, AlanLancsL.podomatic, PODOMATIC.com. Don't worry, guys, if you can't see this on your screen, you can download this. You can get the website from our website. That's www.englishusertv.com. And for all our podcasts, you can get them from our website, which is www.englishusertv.com. And don't forget, if you want to email the show, you can email the show at EUTV@fandcorp.com. Okay, I think it's time for another break, so let's go into it. Here's another message from one of our sponsors. Okay, for all our new viewers this week, FES Live Chatting Session. Basically, what we do is on MSN Messenger, if you have MSN Messenger, all you need to do is add fandcorpenglish@hotmail.com to your MSN Messenger list and tune into the live chatting session when it tells you on our website. So if you go to our website, as I mentioned before, www.englishusertv.com, and you can see the next time that we have a live chatting session. Please always remember that the times mentioned on our website are Seoul Eastern Time, so that's GMT +9, and make sure you're there. And you can have a live MSN chatting session with a native English speaker. A fantastic way to learn English. Okay, I think it's now time for this week's learning tip of the week. Okay, this week's learning tip of the week is learn language that interests you. Now you can sit at home and you can try and learn language on subjects that really are quite boring to you, and you're going to lose interest in learning English. So listen up, guys. What I reckon you should do, what I believe you should do, is learn the language that interests you. So if you have a hobby, learn about your hobby in English. Learn the words, learn the technical details. One of my hobbies is English. One of my hobbies is English? Of course it is. One of my hobbies is photography, and that means I can learn about photography, learning it in Chinese, learning it in English, and learning it German, French, Korean, Japanese, whatever. But it's a great way to learn your language is learn your hobby in English. Of course, another fun way to learn is learn the dating language. That one can always be quite interesting when you're learning a foreign language. So learn the dating language of the language that you're learning, of English. There's some very, very interesting expressions and words that you can use for dating in English. So there you go. That's this week's learning tip of the week. Learn language that actually interests you. Okay, let's move on and let's see what we've got coming up next. We have this week's expression.